Bilt stuff. This is Bilt Power Washer Rehab Part 2. And in the last episode I had said how I had was going to replace all the fuel lines because I had a gas leak, and I did all that. And as I suspected, it turned out it was leaking at the carburetor bowl. This is the bowl that sets on the carburetor. Stop. And it sets up like that, and right above here is a float valve, and opens or closes a needle valve to let gasoline in. And this is held in place on the bottom of the carburetor with this bolt right there, and it's got a washer around it, and it screws up into the bottom of the carburetor. And what I found was it was leaking right around this bolt, and there was a rubber washer here that has totally disintegrated. You can see it right there. And there is also a rubber washer that doesn't look real bad, that sets right on this edge and the carburetor. So I have ordered this particular gasket, and also ordered this one, the small rubber one here, and I could get this gasket, and this plug for $4 from Amazon. Now, as always, I have the actual model number of the Briggs & Stratton engine, and if I go looking, I can buy a whole new carburetor for it for like $35 or something. But when you start coming down to individual parts, I didn't find a specific one that says for my particular model number engine, but it does cover a lot of Honda engines and Briggs & Stratton. So for $4, I'm going to take a chance on it, and I'll get this washer that goes up against the bowl carburetor. I'm going to get this new washer here, and I'm going to get a new bolt and see if that takes care of my leak problem. Since I did install a fuel cutoff switch, I can turn that off and no gasoline gets put into the empty bowl, since I have the bowl off of it. But this is some of the stuff you run into when you try to do repairs on gasoline engines. This is, I looked it up, I bought it in 2003, so it's 22 years old. I've never replaced any of these gaskets, so it doesn't owe me anything. But finding a replacement can be difficult. That's the end of this. This is Uncle Ron and stuff. This is the 23rd of July, and this is continuing repair of my Bilt 3000 PSI power pressure washer. I have already done all of the other, replaced the fuel lines. I've put a new high pressure water hose on it, and I've already replaced the sprayer head. So, and when I turned the shut-off valve, it did turn off. As a side note, when I went to put that new cutoff valve in there, it did not want to fit properly in the little faceplate that's on the front of my pressure washer. There was a hole there for it, and it was supposed to fit in there, but it didn't want to fit in there. And so I sanded some of the edge of the actual switch off to get it to fit in there enough so I could turn the valve to open or close. And because of the way the hose is connected in the back, and this is a right angle switch, the way the hose is connected to go to the carb, there's really no way that switch can move back in. It just would be pushing on the hose straight back to the tank. And there's also a piece of metal where this line comes out and goes to the carburetor. So I don't worry about the switch moving in and out. I thought about actually running the carburetor hose all from the tank all the way through that hole and mounting this cutoff switch outside of the faceplate, and then run a line submit to the carburetor. But I decided I would go ahead and try it this way, and it does appear to be working. But I did have to sand some of the plastic off of that cutoff switch to get it to fit the hole that was already there, and that's another one of the issues you'll run into when you try to work on anything like this, is the tolerances on parts are not identical. I don't know what supplier supplied the one to Troy Bilt when they put it on, but obviously it's not the same supplier, and it's off like maybe a 16th or something, I don't know. But anyway, that's enough for today. It's enough around stuff. This is a continuation of repairing a gasoline powered engine where you have a fuel leak. Hopefully it'll record, and I'll see you next time.